Have you heard about the interstellar comet that just passed Earth? If you're into space stuff at all, then chances are you have. This comet is not only the first of its kind ever discovered, but it has also shocked scientists with its unusual behavior. We're talking about 3I ATLAS, an icy traveler from beyond our solar system that made headlines in February when it zipped past Earth. It was so close that astronomers could study it in detail for the first time ever. And what they found out is both fascinating and weird. Let's dive in and explore the bizarre secrets of this interstellar visitor. But before we get into it, be sure to hit that like button for more videos of fascinating space discoveries. Alright, let's jump back into it. What is 3I Atlas and why should you care? Well, 3I ATLAS is an interstellar comet that was first sighted by the Atlas telescope in Hawaii in October 2018. What makes it special, you ask? Well, unlike most comets, which originate from the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud, 3I ATLAS came from deep in interstellar space, hence the name Interstellar Comet. It's estimated to be about 2 kilometers wide and is made up of a mix of ice, dust, and rock. Now you're probably wondering, why should I care about a space rock that far away? Well, for starters, studying 3I Atlas helps us understand our place in the universe better. By analyzing its composition and trajectory, scientists can learn more about the conditions in other star systems and how our solar system formed. Plus, who doesn't love a good space mystery? And there are plenty of those surrounding 3I ATLAS. For example, where did it come from? Scientists think it may have originated from a system similar to ours, perhaps even a bit like Alpha Centauri, the closest star system to ours. But that's just a guess based on its trajectory. We don't really know for sure. Another big question is, why did it suddenly start speeding up? As it approached the Sun, 3I Atlas went from traveling at about 27 kilometers per second to a whopping 56 kilometers per second. That's twice as fast, and no one is exactly sure why. One theory is that it encountered a planet or some other object in the solar system that gave it a gravitational nudge. But without more data, it's hard to say for sure. Okay, now let's talk about what makes 3I Atlas so bizarre. As it got closer to the Sun, it started to behave in ways that scientists just didn't expect. For example, it broke into pieces. We're talking about a comet that was already small to begin with, mind you, but still. Observations from the Herschel Space Observatory showed that 3I Atlas fragmented into at least 2 pieces, which then fragmented into smaller pieces. And while fragmentation isn't unheard of for comets, it usually happens after they've been nudged by something in the solar system, like a planet or a group of asteroids. But 3I Atlas was already on a path that took it far out of the solar system before it started breaking apart. So what gave? Scientists think that the intense heat from the Sun may have played a role here. As the icy surface of the comet melted, it may have become unstable and broken apart. Or maybe it was already unstable to begin with, and the journey through interstellar space was just long enough to cause it to fall apart. And if you thought that was weird, wait until you hear this. 3I Atlas also had a coma that wasn't like any other coma scientists had seen before. A coma is the fuzzy cloud of gas and dust that surrounds a comet as it approaches the Sun. But instead of forming a nice round cloud around the nucleus of the comet, the coma of 3I Atlas was shaped like a pancake. Now, we're not exactly sure why this happened. Maybe the fragments were all traveling in different directions when they broke off, or maybe the Sun's radiation pressure had something to do with it. Whatever the reason, it's definitely a sign that 3I Atlas is not your average comet. And speaking of weird, let's talk about its tail. Oh yes, 3I Atlas had tails, plural. Most comets only have one tail, but this interstellar visitor had at least 2. And it's not just because it broke into pieces. The 2 tails were actually different. One was made up of dust and gas and pointed in the direction opposite of the Sun, while the other was made up of sodium and potassium atoms and pointed towards the Sun. Now, scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how these tails formed. but they think it has to do with the fact that 3I Atlas is an interstellar comet. That is, it hasn't been hanging out in our solar system for very long. So it's not covered in the same layer of dust that comets that originated in the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud have. This allowed the sun's ultraviolet radiation to penetrate deeper into the comet and break up the molecules in the dust, creating the two-tailed effect. As you can see, 3I Atlas is a bit of an oddball comet. And while scientists are still trying to learn more about it, they've already made some fascinating discoveries. For example, they were able to determine the rotation period of the comet by observing how fast it spun on its axis. Turns out it rotates once every 11 hours. They were also able to study its composition using spectroscopy, which is a fancy way of saying they looked at the light that passed through the comet and analyzed the wavelengths. This revealed that 3I Atlas is mostly made up of water ice, but also contains methane, ammonia, and carbon dioxide. They were even able to determine the amount of carbon in the comet, which could help scientists better understand the chemistry of interstellar space. Speaking of chemistry, 3I Atlas also taught us something about the chemistry of comets themselves. As it approached the sun, the ultraviolet radiation broke down the water ice on the surface of the comet, releasing oxygen and hydrogen atoms. These atoms then reacted with the carbon monoxide in the comet's atmosphere to form carbon dioxide and water. This reaction was so efficient that at one point the coma of 3I Atlas was emitting more carbon dioxide than water vapor. Now that's some serious chemistry action. But as we all know, good things must come to an end. And unfortunately, 3I Atlas is no exception. After passing Earth in February, it headed back out into interstellar space. But don't worry, it won't be going anywhere near us anytime soon. Its next pass by Earth won't be until the year 2761. So if you're planning on building a spaceship and going in search of aliens, you might want to put that trip on the back burner for a few centuries. In all seriousness though, scientists are already looking forward to when 3I Atlas passes Earth again. That is, of course, if it makes it out of our solar system, okay. Remember, we don't really know where it came from or how it behaves when it encounters things like gravitational pulls or solar winds. So there's a chance it won't make it out at all. But if it does, it will be an incredible opportunity to study an interstellar comet up close and personal. And who knows what other mysteries 3I Atlas will reveal. Maybe it holds the key to discovering life elsewhere in the universe. Or maybe it just looks cool. Either way, it's sure to be a sight to behold. So keep an eye on the skies and set your calendar for 2761. Who knows what other amazing space discoveries we'll make by then? But for now, let's just hope that 3I Atlas makes it out of our solar system safe and sound. We hope you enjoyed learning about the bizarre secrets of 3I Atlas. If you did, be sure to hit that like button for more videos of fascinating space discoveries. And who knows, maybe we'll see you in 2761 for the comet's next visit to Earth. Until then, keep looking up.